The Kray twins were Ronald Kray and Reginald Kray. Born in 1933, they were identical twin brothers and English criminals, foremost perpetrators of organised crime in the East End of London from the 1950s to their arrest in 1967. With their gang known as the Firm, the Krays were involved in murder, armed robbery, arson, protection rackets and serious assaults. Their rise to fame came in the 1960s as West End club owners. The Kray twins mixed with politicians, prominent entertainers such as Diana Dawes, Frank Sinatra and Judy Garland. They became celebrities themselves. They were photographed by David Bailey and even appeared on live TV many times. But it was their casual attitude to extreme violence that gave them the reputation. They believed in respect at all times, and anyone seen as disrespecting them would be hurt, really hurt. The twins made most of their legitimate money through running nightclubs, running the doors, the bars, everything inside and out, and it was there they would meet Edward Smith, a man who would later become known as Mad Teddy Smith. He was known as Teddy to his friends. Him and Ronnie became very close. Teddy being an outward homosexual and Ronnie being a bisexual, they soon got into a relationship. This was very unusual at the time for people to be out, because homosexuality was still a crime and he could be put in prison for it. But Ronnie was fearless, and whenever anyone questioned him on it, he would joke and say, "By not being with a man, you don't know what you're missing." Teddy Smith was very flamboyant. He carried around a little dog, had a long cigarette holder, was trying to work as a playwright, but was mostly involved in the criminal firm. The Firm being the name given to the Krays organisation. Despite Teddy Smith being a flamboyant man, he was known to be incredibly violent and unpredictable. At one point he was certified insane and held in Broadmoor prison. It was strange that this love of extreme violence and homosexuality that brought Ronnie and Teddy together. They had a great friendship, and he was thought to be one of the only people who could handle Ronnie. He was the only person that could tell him he was wrong, tell him he was making mistakes, and stand up to him. They would have blistering arguments in the nightclubs, never violent, always vocal, and always with Teddy being allowed to have his say on the matter. As trust grew, so did Teddy's involvement in the firm. He was pretty much a member of the family, another Kray brother. He'd spent every single day he would meet at 178 Valence Road, where the Krays lived right up until their arrest. People used to call it Fort Valence because it was that secure and no one dared go near it without permission. So he was well embedded in the organisation. He was the twins' most trusted man, and he was having sexual relations with Ronnie. So why did it all go wrong? Why did they have him murdered? In 1967, just before the twins were arrested and given life prison sentences, he was said to have murdered Teddy at the request or at the hands of the twins. Nobody really knows, after they had some sort of disagreement. It's thought they were on holiday together and got into an argument over who could see a young boy. Because the argument had got out of hand, it had come to blows, something had to be done. So Ronnie and Reggie had to kill him, just to show face to the rest of the firm. Adding weight to this, Reggie revealed in a 2001 documentary, Reggie Kray, The Final Word, that there was one other murder the twins did not ever get revealed and they were never convicted for, with many believing that this was Teddy Smith. So it appears that Reggie believes, at least, that Teddy had been murdered and buried in marshland in Essex. But the story doesn't end there. Did Ronnie love him and want to save his life? It appears that could be exactly what's happened. It is alleged in the book Bringing Down the Krays by Bobby Teal that Ronnie gave him a tip-off that they had to kill him, he had to go, and he packed up his belongings and disappeared off to Australia, dying as an old man of cancer in 2006. Two images have circled, this one of Teddy on his passport. This included his full name and details, and this one of him, an older man, not long before he died. Henry Bulaward, another member of the firm, who later on crossed Reggie Kray and was slashed with a knife across the face, claims to have run into Smith in London a few years later after his supposed murder. Also, in 2019, it was suggested that Smith was in fact an MI5 mole, as suggested by the Teal brothers, and this was found in an unopened file held by the MI5, in which a member of the firm was actually a secret agent. So, there was a secret agent by MI5 in the firm, but was it Teddy Smith? And was that why he got out the country so easy and got a new life in Australia? Or was it because Ronnie Kray loved him and couldn't see him die? Either way, it looks like Reggie believed he was dead, but he got out and fled to Australia and died in 2006.